Hey there, this is Malorian, and this will be two different battle reports. I have a Steamroller on Sunday, and so I really want to practice my lists, just going to make sure that I can iron them out and all the rest of it. But the first game here is going to be with Caine2. Now, a little bit of super flash in this picture, but Caine2 has been a caster I haven't really played. However, I feel that she really deals with Crix well, and Crix is really coming up right now. So I'm going to be trying to pull her back out and see how it goes. Meanwhile, I'll be facing up against Butcher 3, and actually I was remembering that the last time I played Caine2 was against Butcher 3, which was a really dangerous dance, but if you see back there, there's also Karchev. That's going to be Ruin proxied. Alright, so we got the scenario here. You got kill box, first 1 to 5, you get 1 for dominating the close flag, 1 for controlling the far flag, 2 for dominating it, but you can't score until you destroy the objective, and that's worth 1 as well. Now, my list here, I made a list that I loved, and then I realized that Haley had 5 jack points rather than 6, and that one point kind of screwed up my list. But originally, I was supposed to be having 2 different sentinels, and instead I now just have an ironclad. I also have the gun mages with UA, 2 units of long gunners. I also have Anastasia, I have Gorman, I have the Squire, and I also have the Black 13th, and then the Blazers. Funny thing about Anastasia, I rolled 1, he rolled a 2, I rolled a 1, then he rolled a 5. So I still didn't get first, but luckily he gave me first turn anyway. Meanwhile, on this side, he has Butcher 3, also running the War Dog, Ruin, 2 Juggernauts, 2 units of the Demo guys, the Demo Corps. He also has the Ulans on the right, so really just kind of like a bunch of hard hitters. But what I plan to do here is just try and slow down the Ulans with my Blazers, and then just shoot everything else up. So on my turn, I am just running straight up the board. The Blazers don't want to get charged first turn, so they don't run up as far as they can. But really, everything just wants to be up there. Gorman and Anastasia ready to do their thing. And looking how it is with the terrain, with the building and the forest, Butcher 3 is looking down quite the firing lane. So this could be a fast game. So, Caine2 turn 1, what he does is basically run up. Gives 1 to each of the jacks, Ruin charges, because he's faster charging than running, and then he energizers up, and it looks like this. So, the way it is, I could get shots on Butcher, but I'm not going to kill him. I'm better off, on this turn here, just trying to kill all of his stuff. Now, the Ulans will be a problem, because they are going to be outside of my temporal barrier, and if they run over and engage all my stuff, that'd be really bad. So the Blazers, their job will be to pick off a few and then tie them down. So this is going to be my feet turn, so that means these long gunners can do 3 POW 20s each. And between those, they are able to destroy Ruin, and also basically the right Juggernaut has no arms now. So take that, heavies. Otherwise, my gun mages on the left push back that Juggernaut and do a little bit of damage to his Demo Corps. On the right side, I go up. I'm able to kill one of the Ulans, damage another one, and then 2 fast cav into him while the other 3 fall back. And yeah, temporal barrier up. But because he's so spread out, temporal barrier is only catching his battle group and the left. You see the little like Demo Corps that's like sticking his nose out from the forest with no arms. That's it. So there's a lot of guys who can still run, but they're pretty far back anyway. So really crappy picture, but really he's trying to get into my face. He's also deciding that scenario is the best way to go. So really he goes up and energizers. Energizer's a good way to kind of get past temporal barrier. But the main thing is he's able to kill the 2 Blazers I put into his Ulans, get on the flag and dominate for 1. But now I'm going to be looking just to kill Butcher. So really here I have Haley who casts Temporal Barrier to lower down his defense. Shoots and kills the 1 dog there, the 1 Argus that's kind of in the way. The right long gunners aim and pop 2 shots in the Butcher. Then the Black 13th go in and they probably do like 3 points of damage. And then I move up with the long gunners and then they shoot and finish them off. You know, I still had an espionage, and if it all failed, I still had Gorman to try and black oil him anyway. But yeah, victory to Haley. Now, this is a list where I kind of have some thoughts of how I could change it. I don't really know if I mean, normally Haley loses by being shot, so I like the idea of having 2 sentinels. But then again, if this is going to be a crix drop, I probably won't be shot that much. So I don't know. I got to play around with it. I have a couple of ideas. I really like the long gunners, though. All right, game 2, and we're now on to Caine2 in the list that I've been loving so much. And we're going to be up against Vale. All right, so for my list here, you guys should have seen this before. A little bit of change, because since I have Gorman in the other list, now I have Terran instead, which is, you know, something I like with Caine2 anyway. But it's double press gangers, double rangers. I have Alexia, double gun mages. Then I also have Rupert, Reinhold, the Squire, and Terran. And I'm running Old Rowdy. On his side over there, he's going to be running 2 Shredders, a Carnivian, a Scythian, also a Bolt Thrower. There's going to be a Succubus. He forgot his Legionnaires at home, so the Doom Reavers on the left will be Legionnaires. He has the Striders on the left, and then he actually has the Hex Hunters with Bale on the right. So, same scenario, and I'm going to be on the same side here. He won first, and I like this side better. And what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to have to decide which way I want to go. Because what I could do is, because I just outrange him, is I could just be staying back and shooting down his stuff as it comes in. So that'd be one way of playing this. Another way I could do this is just go for the assassination. So we'll see what I have to deal with. So in his first turn, he's really rushing up. He has Leash onto the Carnivian. He also gets Spiny Growth onto it. He also then puts Chiller onto the Scythian. Really, the Hex Hunters kind of surprised me because I thought they'd be going up more up the middle, but they're more going up the flank. And really, they're not even dedicated to go around the house yet. They could either charge in, because he knows I'm going to swarm him, or they could be going around. So, a little bit of a danger there, especially with how much Hex Hunters can kill. And of course, Bale has that spray as well, so I'll have to definitely watch out for that. But really, it's going to be things as normal, run up, engage, and see what he gives me. So that's really what I do. A lot of times I'll put Blur onto one of my forward units that I think will be shot. So I thought about putting Blur up onto my right Rangers, which will be slowing down the Hex Hunters. But I decided I just wanted to really make sure that Caine was safe. So I put Blur on myself, Tough onto Alexia. The left Rangers, I dedicate some of them to go up there and tie up the Striders. Again, I want to save some for marking. And then on the right side, a couple of them go up there to get in the way of the Hex Hunters. And the other one's kind of like holding back as needed. And otherwise, yeah, I'm in your face. What are you going to do? So what he does, and this is going to be pre-feat, is kill a bunch of stuff. One of the things that caught me off guard is that to free up his Hex Hunters is a Scythian actually came over to kill the 2 Rangers. Now, it seems like a big waste for the Scythian that can ignore Tough and there's all these press gangers to come over to the right to kill 2 Rangers, but then that allowed the Hex Hunters to come over to the left. So they did a lot of work. I lost all of my Rangers but 1. Luckily, he passes his command test. The right press gangers really got their butts kicked. They're going to fail their command test. Otherwise, Rangers on the left, they lose some of their guys. They pass their command test. More guys die, but I have a whole bunch of corpses on Alexia. And now he gets to move a bunch. So this is what he looks like after his feat move. So he got to move like 17 guys. So pretty much everything on the right got to move. And this is what it looks like. So he's being a little bit careful here with Vale. Trying to make, using the objective and his models to block line of sight. But there's one problem, and the problem is that those Hex Hunters have stealth. And normally that's good, but it also means that if I stay more than 5 inches away, they don't block line of sight. So I could come over here to the right and try and get line of sight on Vale, but the Shredder is also kind of bugging me, so I'm going to want to kill it. Also because, an easier way for me to do this is just to shoot that objective with Terran. So, I got some options, and I think looking at this, I could try and go for attrition, but assassination is going to be the easiest. So that's what I do. I come over here, I kill the Shredder, which was dumb because I gave her 2 more transfers, but it's not enough as I then shoot the objective, let myself see through it, come over here. This was kind of a crazy thing here. The Ranger comes over, and so I can mark her, and then I forget that he gets to then, one of his battle group gets to move and attack with boost and everything, and I was really worried he was going to kill my Ranger, But instead, he went for this big temptation for all these Risen. So he's going to come over here and spray them. And so he kills lots of them, but of course then he's marked. Come up here with Caine after, of course, I take one off the Squire, get an extra bullet from Reinhold, pop my feet, and bam, 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 Vale goes down. So again, really like this list. Again, I killed the Shredder because see where my guys are. That's where the Shredder was. By the way, the press gangers aren't there because even though they failed their command, I just ran back before I took my test. Took some free strikes, but totally worth it. But either way, should have been playing that a little bit more smart where I didn't need to kill the Shredder. But hey, it worked out in the end. So overall, this list is pretty much locked down. My Haley 1, I'm still wondering. I watched a game on advanced maneuvers just yesterday where Haley 1 was running a Dynamo, which is really interesting. And so I could drop 2 of my Blazers, make a max unit of min. That gives me 4 points, and I could be using 3 of those. No, I need all 4. I could use all 4 to turn my Ironclad into Dynamo. So that's a really tempting thing I might be doing. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions what to do with the Haley 1 list, please let me know. And otherwise, thanks for watching. Bye.